Hello, Father Jay here to share some thoughts, ideas during this Advent season. I know we all are a little bit on edge. It's a reality of life today. So many things. And as I was reflecting on that, I was looking at the gospel for Monday of the second week of Advent. And the gospel basically is that gospel, which I'm sure you all are aware of and remember well, about Jesus' teaching in the house. And it's crowded, and there's people around the doors and in the windows and every place else. And they bring a paralytic to him. And not being able to get near him at all, they go up on the roof of the house, take out some of the tiles of the roof, and basically in Jesus' day, and even today, in a lot of the housing and whatnot in the Holy Land, the roofs are flat, and they're a terrace, and they sometimes are really a part of the house as well. So it wasn't all that difficult. And they lower him down. And Jesus, who is teaching, uses this as a teaching moment. He tells the man, what? Get up and walk? Take your mat and go home? Yes, he does. But first he says, your sins are forgiven. And this is something I'd like to emphasize today, that Christ came to heal. That is his mission. To heal the rift between God and mankind, yes, most definitely. But that included healing the rifts between people and healing the rifts within ourselves. And as I look at this Advent time, the time for new beginnings, I see a country which has been torn apart by a very contentious election, by a lot of people who are, I'm right and that's it. And we've seen families torn apart, friends who will not speak to each other again, all because of this. And Advent is a time of healing. If we're to bring Christ into our lives, we have to be willing to be healers, as he was a healer. And I think he made that obvious when he healed the man of his sins, as well as his physical infirmities. And that's what we need to do. And maybe where we have to start is with ourselves, with all of the divisions, all of the problems, all of the things that are kind of tearing us apart sometimes. Our worries, our financial status, how people perceive us. We have to heal ourselves and decide we're going forward. We're going to make it. Things are going to work. When we come to our families, let's take the example of Christ and be humble. Who knows, in the objective, you may be right. Does it hurt you to make peace? I know sometimes that's hard. And sometimes some people are overbearing in their beliefs. But, we need to make peace. Are we worried about our jobs? Are we worried about going to our jobs? Perhaps. Or perhaps we aren't. So let's make some sort of peace. Let us do everything we can to heal and to prevent more separation, more wounds, more hatred that grows because of these things. And so, what can we do? Like I said, look at ourselves. How do we react to others? How do we treat others? How do we let our own ideas, prejudices, influence the way we act toward others? let us try to simmer those down and be a welcoming person, a healing person. We await the coming of Christ to bring the fullness of healing to us. But he calls us to be healers too. As I said before, John the Baptist cried, "Prepare the way of the Lord." Isaiah said, "Fill in the valleys, level the mountains." And that's what we have to do. That's a part of healing. And it begins with ourselves, goes out to others, and comes back to ourselves and our lives. This is a time of preparation, a beginning, a time to make baby steps maybe stumble around a little bit, but stumble in the right direction, that of healing. That's where we need to go. That's what we need to bring back community. And let's face it, people, individuals that we may be, the human race is a group of social beings. We don't live on isolated mountaintops, separate from one another. We live together. And how much that living together can be peaceful or dreadful depends on all of us. So don't be afraid to be a healer. Don't be afraid to forgive. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid. You may be rejected. It happens. Okay. You move on. But you have to make the effort. And so, as we prepare for the coming of Christ, and in reality, we're not preparing for the coming of a baby. We're preparing for Christ coming as King, Lord, and Conqueror at the end of time. Let us make ourselves ready by being healers. Have a good week, and God bless you.